Well, Canada Day is tomorrow. It's a massive day for our city. Joining me now to tell us a little bit more about what's going on in the city is Mayor Mark Sutcliffe. We really appreciate your time because this is the big day for us.
It's amazing. There's no better place to be on Canada Day than Ottawa, and I'm really excited about it. There's so many events going on in the city. Everybody, of course, knows about the big national events that happen downtown with the performances and the fireworks. But there are events all over our massive city. So if you live in Canada, in Stittsville, in Greeley, in Manotick, Riverside South, Barrhaven, Orleans, Navan, there are Canada Day events all over the city, and they're really, really well attended. They all have fireworks. I'm going to be going to as many of those events as I can tomorrow, so it's going to be a very, very fun day.
Yeah, you know, and especially me, hometown, Ottawa, forever. Like not being
and
here
welcome back,
by the way. Oh, thank you very much. It is perfect timing because I get to come into Canada Day, and I've really missed it over the years because you really feel the entire city come together. Everyone's taking the transportation potentially downtown. Parliament Hill is packed. And what I've really realized over the years, even from afar, is what you just mentioned in Barrhaven, in Canada, in Nepean. All of these areas have their own celebrations.
Absolutely. And by the way, OC Transpo is free tomorrow all day. So if you're traveling anywhere, you can ride the bus or the train for free. And you're right, you know, in other parts of the country, Canada Day is a holiday. It's a day off, and, you know, there's little celebrations going on. But in Ottawa, it's a really big deal. So we're looking forward to it.
Over the years, this might be tough, but pick one of your favorite memories of celebrating Canada Day here in the capital.
I would say I remember bringing my kids downtown for the first time on Canada Day when they were really small, and I used to host a radio show here, and we did a live show on Canada Day from right across from Parliament Hill every year, and that was always fun. And my wife and kids would meet me after the show, and then we would just walk around downtown, and there were just so many people dressed in red and white and carrying Canadian flags or having the flags painted on their faces, and it was just a blast going around and being around people like that. That was fun.
Well, it's so fun, you know, and we had just missed each other when I had left. I started a promo, and then you left and I came. We're gonna have some fun with you today if you're in.
Absolutely.
So we have these Canadian cards that have all of these questions on there, and Mark, I'm gonna have you answer a few of them.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's go.
Okay. So question number one: would you rather ride a horse or a moose?
Well, that's pretty easy. I mean, who wants to ride a moose? Well, I'm going to ride the horse, I think. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would definitely ride the horse. I think the moose is definitely a little bit of a wild card situation.
Yeah, stay away from the moose.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. All right. Oh, okay. I mean, we're going to know this one. What's your favorite Canadian city?
Well, you know, I am the mayor of Ottawa, and I've lived here my whole life, so I am going to say Ottawa, of course. It is the best city in Canada.
I will ditto that response. No bias here. If you could spend the day with a Canadian sports figure, who would that be?
I think I would pick Sidney Crosby. You know, watching him again this year, captaining Team Canada at the Four Nations Cup, just all the great moments he's had playing for Canada. I also think he's a great guy, very humble, treats the game and his teammates and his opponents with respect. He's a great Canadian, so
He represents the country so well.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't matter if you're watching him when you were a kid to the teenage years to now.
Yeah.
Every time you see him out there and working hard, it kind of gives you that full pride when you're watching.
And he's so Canadian. You know, he goes home to Nova Scotia every year, and there's a great story about how some guy left a jersey. He knew this route that Sidney Crosby would take sometimes, and so he left his jersey out and asked, like, put a sign saying, "Sidney, will you sign my jersey?" And Sidney Crosby pulled over, signed the jersey, and like went on his way.
Come on,
like,
right?
He's just so Canadian.
That's why Canada is the best.
Yeah.
All right, we're not done with you yet. Maybe a couple more here. What would be your favorite way to travel across Canada?
I've always wanted to do that train trip across the country. That's supposed to be really cool, and you go through the Rocky Mountains. You know, I'm a huge fan. When I was growing up, Terry Fox was my hero, obviously, and I'm a runner. I don't think I could ever pull this off at my age and with my job, but running across Canada would also be pretty cool.
Yeah, of course. And especially as you start to get outside and you see the beauty that is in all those hidden gem spots.
Yeah.
It's so nice. Okay, final question for you before we let you go. And it's a good one. Which is your all-time favorite Canadian food?
Oh, that's a good question. There's a lot of choices. I'm going to go with the beaver tail. The great Ottawa institution, wonderful treat. My kids love them. We always get them during Winterlude and when we're here in the market. So yeah, the beaver tail.
Yeah, I think that is a beautiful choice, beaver tail, and it's right next door for us
I
here.
know, it's right over there, yeah.
So maybe we should go grab one, but we really appreciate your time today, and happy Pre-Canada Day to you.
Yes, happy Canada Day, everybody. Enjoy the day.